Hi, I'm Oliver Miles. I'm a fourth year chemical engineer. I'm currently on placement. I play loads of sports, cricket, rugby, football, tennis, table tennis, you name it, I play it. Play for University of Bath, first team in cricket. Obviously I'm away at the moment, but yeah, that's who I am and that's what's going on in my life at the moment. So I come from a non-Christian family. I grew up not knowing about God, not knowing even the basics behind who Jesus is and what it's all about. Yeah, I didn't go to church as a young person, didn't read the Bible, didn't do any of that kind of stuff. First kind of heard about Jesus and God and all that kind of stuff when I was about 11 years old, when my geography teacher at prep school talked about Jesus. Talked about him, how he was the Son of God, talked about how he was amazing and loving, that he'd never let me down, and that yeah, it was really important that I made a decision to look into it. But being an 11-year-old and not coming from a non-Christian family, I didn't really listen to him that much, didn't really pay much attention to him, and yeah, just wanted to live my life how I was living it, which was just playing loads of sport and yeah. As I grew up, went to quite an upmarket secondary school, boarding school, had chapel on site sort of 4 to 5 times a week, and it was this dreary, boring, dull, religious thing which they'd done for 200 years, and so they were going to continue doing it, and as far as I was concerned, yeah, I didn't really enjoy it, didn't really care, and thought it was just whatever it was. I think, personally I didn't, I think I might have believed in a God, I might have believed there was something else out there, in terms of maybe some spiritually thing, but yeah, I thought, if there was a God out there somewhere, that he'd be fine with who I am, that he'd be fine with everything about me, that he was cool with me, he was like, I know Ollie or whatever, but he was out there and I was here. And I kind of lived that all the way up through secondary school. Didn't really get involved in looking at Jesus himself and what his claims were. Got into upper sixth and became a prefect at that school, so I had to do Bible readings. Picked King James Bible down from my parents' bookshelf, started reading through the Gospel of Matthew, and I hated it. Absolutely hated it. I could not understand what this was about. I couldn't understand all this gnashing of teeth, which was the constant repetition which was going through my head. And so after 12 chapters, I put it down. Came to university. Enjoyed myself the first couple of weeks. Really enjoyed Freshers Week. Really enjoyed getting to know my new mates, getting to involve in sport. Looking forward to looking at chemical engineering, wherever that was. Because no one really knows, really. And one of my housemates, Andy, I'm sure he's fine with me saying this, brought me along to a Christian Union event. I was interested. I said to Andy, actually I'm quite interested in hearing about whatever you guys believe, Christians believe. Went to chapel on the site, kind of pretended almost to be a Christian. You know, I was like, I've been to chapel, I'm a Christian, that's what a Christian is. A Christian is someone who goes to church, obviously. And I heard this incredible talk by a man called John Miller. He talked about how Jesus and God is perfect and that I'm not. He talked about how if you look into your own life, you can see where you've done wrong. And that God is perfectly just and he's perfectly loving. God was wanting to be in my life in that moment, right then, right now. And that the way I was living my life, the way I enjoyed Freshers Week, the way I was enjoying myself by getting smashed and chasing after girls and chasing after success and being being a confident, arrogant guy, that was wrong. And actually that's not who God was, and that actually isn't the truth. He told me that God completely and utterly loved me and wanted to be in my life. And at that point I was like, whoa. I was like, I'm not in a good place with God. He made me realise that before this event, I thought that God was okay with me if He was there. In this one event, I was turned around, my thought process turned around and thought, actually, I'm not right with God. Actually, I'm in need of getting right with God. And He made it clear that that was Jesus. So from there, I started meeting up with Him, doing Bible readings. I went to small group, CU group, which looks at the Bible, looks at what the claims of God actually are in the historical texts. Started praying, started going to church, which is not boring. It's actually quite fun and jovial and happy. And you'll probably know that because most of the Christians you meet are actually singing all the time. So, you know, it's actually a really cool thing. And my whole mindset, my whole thought of God changed. I came to know the Lord as my dad, as my father, as an all-loving Father who utterly loved me and who had saved me, that Jesus had humbled Himself, He had come down and that He had died for me because I needed saving. Not because anything about me was good, but because He just couldn't stand me not being with Him in heaven. So yeah, came to know the Lord, started telling people about Jesus a couple of weeks in, and yeah, I mean, got baptised in the June, and yeah, love knowing the Lord, never go back to living, can't even see myself without a relationship with God, and I'd only wish that I'd known Him earlier.